February 2022. I subscribe to Screw Toys. Best decision I've ever made. And I suggest you do too. Or else.
Hey, what's going on, you guys? Welcome back to another Screw Toy action figure review. And today we'll be looking at the Filix Toys 112 scale collector figure, the Inkblot. And this is a third-party company that doesn't do licensed products. So this isn't a official Rorschach figure. It is a knockoff in, simple terms. But man, I've already had my hands on this figure quite a bit. And yeah, man, sometimes third-party companies do these figures a lot better than what an official company would do. But yeah, we'll get a closer look here at the packaging, then we'll get a closer look at the figure itself. Now, getting a quick look at the packaging, it is actually a very, very small box. If I bring my cell phone in over here, you could just see how small this box is, man. That's crazy, but I love it. I love when companies do small, compact little boxes right here. It is very collector friendly and doesn't take up too much space. So I wish companies will go forward with this, small packaging rather than huge, large packaging. Mesco. But yeah, I really do enjoy this box quite a bit. You get a very nice illustration of Rorschach or Inkblot. On the side, the name of the character, 112 scale collective figure. On the back, you get Filix toys. If you're 3 years and under, do not play with this figure. And then a whole bunch of, warnings and whatnot. On this side, same thing as the other side, just on the bottom, on top, Filix toys. On the bottom, Filix toys. And yeah, man, nice little pretty packaging. But we're not here for this, man. Let's get a close look at the figure itself. Now, getting a quick look at all the accessories that Rorschach does come with. He actually comes with quite a bit, so we're going to try to speed through this as fast as possible. So starting off, he does come with a set of fists. He also does come with a right trigger finger hand and a left gripping hand. He also does come with 2 open splayed out hands. The last set of hands that he does come with are these tighter closed gripping hands. He also does come with his tiny little rose, and this is a reference from the comics when he picks a rose off the comedian's grave after his funeral. He also does come with the comedian's button, and for being such a small accessory, the details on this thing is amazing. You can actually see the blood splatter on the very corner of that button. He also does come with the butcher knife that he uses to kill the dogs and the dude that kidnapped the little girl, and you can see this very, very thin blood splatter throughout the butcher's knife, man, which is, again, very, very great attention to detail. One of my favorite accessories that he does come with is this spray can and lighter with this very nice flame coming out of it. And this is from a specific scene in the movie when he's trying to escape the apartment after meeting with, what's his name? Morlock, whatever his name is. But yeah, man, it's just, again, very nicely detailed and very well executed. And you obviously can't have Rorschach without his journal. And for being such a small accessory, you can actually see a lot of detail on it. You see journal 1984 through 1985 and a very nice rubber band holding the journal together. Rorschach does come with this grappling gun, and this grappling gun actually does have a few accessories that it comes with. The first one being this collapse hook. The interchangeable part of the gun is this gold area right here that does allow this wire to be plugged in, as well as the grappling hook, but it also does come with this longer wire to make it look like he's shooting a longer distance. And Rorschach does come with his iconic fedora, and it is molded to fit his head fairly well. Once you plop that head on there, it's not going anywhere, as you can see. And again, it is removable, and it is interchangeable with all the other heads. One of the first mask head sculpts that it does come with has more of a face to it. You can kind of see the eyes, nose, and mouth. The second one is a little bit more abstract, a little bit less of a face to it. The third and last mask head sculpt is a little bit more unique. It's a little bit more abstract and probably my least favorite out of the 3. The last head sculpt, and arguably the best one out of all the 4 head sculpts that he does come with, is this Unmasked head sculpt. Man, it is by far perfection. Honestly, in my opinion, this is pretty much Hot Toys quality. Man, look at all that blood, that cuts in his forehead, the stubble on his chin, the hair detail, the eyes. It's just pretty much perfection, man. All the way around. It does look like the actor that does play Rorschach in the movies. And man, I'm baffled by this head sculpt. And here we have Rorschach up close and personal. And I know I say this quite a bit, but man, this figure is freaking amazing, man. But the detail, the scope, the attention, just to this figure's pretty great, man. But let's get a closer look here at the figure, up close and personal. Starting off with the hat. The hat is removable, as I said earlier. It is again very, very nicely sculpted and painted. You can actually see that it is a brown plastic with a darker brown wash over it to really give it, that dirty, grimy look to it. And yeah, man, again, just a really, really nice little hat for Rorschach that, you know, um, it's iconic to the character. And then getting a close-up look at the actual figure itself, starting off with the head sculpt with all four of these masked heads. You could when I first saw a promo image of this figure, I thought the masked heads were actually cloth. This is plastic, dude. This head sculpt is plastic. It's crazy the amount of texture and detail they put into this head sculpt, and it's just, oh man, it just looks really, really nice. And it is on a fully neck and head. There's no head articulation. It's all one piece, which is a little bit unfortunate, but I'm not too mad about it. Moving down to the soft goods, the jacket is nice and thin. It's not too bulky. It's not too thick like the Mayfex Gambit that I will show here in a little bit. That jacket was a little bit too thick for my liking. You do get all this very nice stitching throughout the jacket, as you can see here. Some very nice black wash to really make it look grimy and dirty, like he's been, fighting in New York City in the 1980s. You get these very nice buttons that are actually, I believe they're punched in there. They're not actually just glued on there. Moving down to the cuffs, you get this very nice little strap with a button as well. And then moving down to the belt, which is probably my favorite part of the jacket, it does have a bandy wire. Unfortunately, on mine, the wire started kind of sticking out right there. I don't know how well you can see it, as it does have a bandy wire. They just kind of stabbed out, so I'm gonna have to trim those and cut them off, which is a little bit unfortunate, but nothing that I can't fix. And it does have belt loops right there and over there. And these pockets actually are real, so you can put his hands in there if you want to, as you can see. So that is pretty cool. Moving down to his pants, they are a light purple with lavender pinstripes running down. Again, you can see the stitching all throughout the pants. Moving down to the back, same thing. His shoes are really nicely textured and nicely speckled. As you can see that they are mostly brown, with this very nice dark brown running around the trim of the sole, where the sole meets the actual leather. And it makes it really look, dirty and grimy. And he's been stepping through dirty water and whatnot. And then you get all this very nice, if I can turn on my lights just a little bit. Very nice attention to detail here in the middle of the shoe, where it looks like it stretches, but it's just plastic. And he does come with socks as well that run all the way up to, how far do they run up? They run pretty high up to his mid calf. So that is pretty cool. It is actual elastic sock like material, and yeah, man, it's just again crazy what third party companies can do, man. Sometimes they do way better than what an actual official company would give us. And I've been wanting an actual real good Rorschach figure for the longest time. And it's crazy that a third-party company gave us one, an unofficial, unlicensed figure of Rorschach, and they knocked it out the park, man. The amount of accessories that he comes with is insane. I mean, he comes with all this: the hands, the butcher knife, the pin, the spray can, the lighter, the rose, the grappling gun. Man, it's crazy. And for being such small little accessories, the detail is immaculate, man. I can't stop hyping up this figure, man. This thing is perfection in my opinion. Not perfection, because there's a few little flaws, like this wire sticking out, and then when you change out the hands, sometimes that wrist peg kind of wants to like pop. I don't know how to explain it, but it splits. That the wrist peg is a ball peg right there, as you can see. I don't know how well you can see it. It is a ball peg, and it does split in half, but you need to be careful because it's very, very tiny. So just a few minor QC issues, but nothing, major. Again, he comes with 3 separate head sculpts that you can choose from, the Unmasked and the other 2 Inkblots to kind of move around his face to give him a little bit more of a unique look on your shelf. And man, this thing is just crazy, dude. I love it for sure. My top 5 figures in my collection. And yeah, I'm gonna be playing around with this dude for a while. I wish I would have got a second one. It is unfortunately sold out now, so he's gonna be pretty hard to find. But yeah, glad that I was able to pull the trigger on just one. But yeah, man, get a closer look here at articulation, then we'll get some size comparisons. Now getting a quick look at articulation. His head and neck are one solid piece. So with that together, he can look up a decent amount, which is not the greatest, but not the worst. He can look down a lot further. He does get head tilt right there. His arms do move up this much. The jacket doesn't really hinder that too much. He does have upper bicep swivel, but it is in a trench coat, so it's not going to move too well. He does have double jointed elbows that bend in a great amount. His wrists are on ball pegs, as you can see there, so they do rotate a full 360, hinge up and down or side to side, depending on how you have that ball joint configured. He does have a upper diaphragm cut that bends in this much and not much back. He does have a lower ab crunch, so with those two together, crunch this much forward, that much back, which is a decent amount. He does have waist pivot that tilts this much to the sides. He does have a bandy wire running. Ooh, there goes his hat. He does have a bandy wire running here down the belt. And again, it is very pulsable, but again, be careful, as mine. The wires did stick out a little bit, and yeah, sucks, but nothing too bad. I'm not too sure if he has drop down hips. I don't believe so, but he does have shifting at the upper thigh, double jointed knees that bend in a great amount. He does have ball pegs at the ankles that do hinge this much forward, this much back, and he gets a decent amount of ankle pivot. Now getting a quick look at some size comparisons. Here we have Rorschach next to another trench coat wearing Crusader, the Mayfix Gambit. Here he is next to a Mythic Legion, a NECA TMNT Turtles in Disguise Raphael. Here he is next to a Plunderling, the Damn Toys 112 Scale Death Gas Station Series, Golden Dog. Here he is next to the Marvel Legends Shang-Chi. And last but not least, the Marvel Legends Retro card Spider-Man. And there you have it, a very solid figure overall. And I wouldn't even say solid figure, man. This is top 3 in my collection for sure. This figure just, by all standards, blew me away, man. It really way exceeded my expectations. It's a great figure. If you have the opportunity to pick it up, please do so. I believe he's currently sold out pretty much everywhere. So if you're able to get him for retail, I would highly recommend you jump on that. Filix Toys, not too familiar with the company. The only other figure I knew that they released was the Joaquin Phoenix Joker last year, and he's pretty much impossible to find, man. But this dude is a hefty price of $105 shipped from 5K Toys, but well worth the price, man. The attention to detail on this figure, the soft goods, is just perfection, man. Again, a couple QC issues like the wrist pegs splitting in half. They are a pain in the ass to put back together, but once you do so, they don't really pop off too often. And the wire sticking out of that belt, once I trimmed that, pretty much perfect. But yeah, very solid figure, man. I do highly recommend picking this figure up because, again, it's pretty much gonna skyrocket once it's completely sold out everywhere. But yeah, man, enough of me rambling on. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on my Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. The links to all those are in the description down below. And I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.